Hello, friends. Welcome to Opinion Land with new ideas, thoughts, perceptions, and opinions. Of course, you have an opinion by yourself in on every matter of life. Every sane person keeps an opinion, an idea, a thought, a perspective about something. So, what we are going to discuss on this day, this is Sunday weekend. It's the end of year, and the new year is all ahead, just few days ahead. And I just want to ask you, what is love according to you? What it actually means to you? How important is love for someone to survive, to live, and to live in harmony with other people, environment, society, and of course, how all those bonds are important, which are made by nature, or we form them by our own choice, or circumstantial evidence. Circumstances put us into some relationships or mutual bonds, friendships, or things which we don't have expected at earlier times. How we keep those relationships alive, and what is the essence of love in all this respect? Do you think that love is really important to form a healthy bond, a relationship, a communication, and a companionship, or respect and humility is more important? Do you believe in having a non-judgmental attitude towards others when you are in a relationship? It's your it can be any relationship, either your family, your close ones, your siblings, your parents, your mentors, teachers, or the friends, family, extended family, neighborhood, surroundings, professional environment. Everything is not according to your plans so far. Like we are not we don't have a choice to accept and select the family where we are born, society, environment, and the race, color, region, language. Everything is not in our control. So the other things like forming a relationship, a healthy bond, making friends, being in company of others is definitely our choice. But where we are born, our neighborhood, our society, our culture is obviously not in our control. So what do you think? How do you define love in your circumstances, in your environment? Because if you look at the different cultures and heritage of the whole world, then every region, every area, every era, and every civilization, nation, in fact nation and race has its own concepts about love, which is of course an affection, a relationship of souls, heart to heart feeling. And when you feel something quite sweet for others, when you are compassionate for others, when you want to do good for others without expectations, that's the real essence of love. But then there are some other forms of love which are not just for the sake of having a good company, a good communication, and to form a better and to live a better life in companionship with others around. And these relationships are formed by us, like our romantic affairs, our romance, when we are in love with someone, anyone, and we are not subject to see what is the consequence, what are the consequences of loving someone. And what is your concept about platonic love, which is not necessarily the case with everyone, especially in this modern age when all the gadgets and apps are here and people don't believe in having and thinking about someone far off and keeping an imagination of someone and living with that in happiness and joy and feeling the pleasures of and joys of others without expecting anything in return. And there are carnal desires, there are physical desires, there are, of course, you want to acquire someone when you are passionate about that person. And it is very much natural, it's in instincts of human beings. But what about it's all about having someone, feeling someone, and being emotionally attached to someone. Feelings, emotions, our thoughts are all revolved around someone. Whether I'm not talking here about the parental bond or the siblings or the blood connections. I'm talking about the people with whom we either fall in love by circumstances, or we don't even know why and how we are so much connected to that person that we can't live without them, and why we feel so much comfort and joy and peace and harmony in the presence of some people, anyone, especially a single one, or there can be multiple people around with whom we are so much comfortable. Then does it have. Then the second question, which I am really very much curious to know from your side, is how you think about having a divine love, how people fall and move up to the ladder of spirituality with falling in love with some mortal being and then not getting it in return, and then they move forward and upwards and reach for the divine love. They are Sufis, mystics. They become spiritually elevated people, and they either know it or they know it very well, but they can't control their own emotions and feelings. And where you are, your soul, your heart, mind, soul are harmonized, and they are so much at peace and so much lighter, because you are connected to the divine, the ultimate, the omnipresent God Almighty, and you are not supposed to express that love. You are feeling it inside, and it's the vibration, it's the aura, it's the whole light which flood out of your inner being, and which flashes back inside you when you have a connection, very strong connection with God Almighty, and you feel so much refreshed and so much in safe hands. What about that love? Does it exist in your mind, in your concept, or do you think that it's an idea which is floated by some writers, intellectuals, or the people who are more prone towards faith? Then there arises another question. It's a third question, you can say, or it might be a fourth or fifth one. What is the connection between love and beauty? Do you think that beautiful things attract people, and we fall more easily and inclined towards beautiful people, faces, bodies, features, costumes, and beautiful surroundings? Or do you think that it doesn't matter? When you have a soul connection, when you are emotionally attached to someone, and when you are dependent on someone, and you can't keep that person away from your thoughts and then it has nothing to do with the physical appearance. That person might be very ordinary or below average according to the worldly norms of beauty. For instance, Nelson Mandela once used to say about Winnie Mandela, his wife, that she is the most beautiful woman on the face of earth. But if you see Winnie Mandela, and when when people say that there is an old ancient story of Laila Majnun from Arab world, where the girl, the lady whom Majnun Cass was in love was Laila, and she was all black and not beautiful in the normal circumstances, and how we in fact the whole world perceives beauty. She was not beautiful in any respect. Then how do you define why he was so much mad about that woman, that and he went into deserts and mountains and wanted to just see her, a glimpse of her? He had no intention of keeping her to marry her, or kind of, it was like far-fetched things for him. He just wanted to see a glimpse of her before his death. What's that? That's the true love. That's the true love, where the physical things, the material things are not important, where you are soulfully connected to other people, and where you feel the pain, sorrows, joys, pleasures of others without asking them, and you are always there to help them, to pet them, to be with them, and to love them without expectations. This is the highest form of love. If we talk about human relationships and love in the practical and the normal way, we keep aside the divine love and spirituality for time being, then the most important thing is that you have to be present for anyone, for the people who love you and whom you love. You have to be present for them, and you have to show affection and love and your concern for them. This is highly important, and if you have attained it, and if you want to polish this thing, then you are actually living the true philosophy of love. You are living with that philosophy, that thought process, that whole aura of love. If you are a loving person, then you will definitely love humanity, and you won't distinguish people from one race or color, language, religion, faith from others. You will just love humanity. This is the highest form of having a love which is unconditional, which doesn't want anything in return, and where you are prone to, and where you want to do something great, good, the best thing for others, for seeing the pleasure, the passion, the shine in other person's eyes, smile on small kids, and when you save some people from destruction, from death, starvation, poverty, and when you give a child some ice cream or a candy or a cookie when that kid is not expecting, and you see that joy on his or her face, then that's the beauty of human beings. That's the most beautiful emotion that human beings carry, and it's all about love. So stay tuned and subscribe, like, share my video, and subscribe the channel. But love is all, the true love is all unconditional, whether it's with other man or woman, or whether it's with your blood relations or any other person. If you have conditions, then actually we are not on the heights of, or high, or on the upper level of conditions and parameters which are set by. Then we have to work on ourselves, that how we want others to respect, and love and respect are very much correlated. So you have to respect that person whom you love, and respect his or her ideas, thoughts, emotions, and feelings. That's the best we can do. Don't forget to subscribe, and here, stay tuned for more insightful videos. Thank you. Take care. Bye.